Everyone, it's Linda McKenna from Golden Rule Senior Placement Services coming to you today with Tuesday Talks. We have a lot of observances for the month of October, and we're going to continue during this month accordingly. So we're not leaving it for the end, but it's just as important as the other topics that we have discussed in the previous 3 weeks. October is actually Physical Therapy Month, and the way we're going to talk about it today is a little bit more explicit, is why is physical therapy important, not only for us when we're younger, but also for our senior loved ones. So I had put together a little synopsis and say, as the weather cools in the fall, it's tempting to be less physically active. October is the perfect time to focus on a healthy self-care with celebrating Physical Therapy Month. Physical therapy is not just for injury recovery. Its benefits also include injury and illness prevention. One thing about physical therapy, and I know it very well working in home health and hospice over the years and having actual therapists as my daughter, is the fact is we want to be proactive and preventive as much as possible. Of course, physical therapy is ordered by most physicians after, maybe a fractured hip, stroke recovery, a lot of, rotator cuff surgery, spinal surgery, whatever that it may be, is because something happened that now you're requiring physical therapy. But it's also a way to make sure that you're being preventative and proactive. Gait abnormality is so prevalent in older folks. They tend not to use the assisted devices that were ordered by their physicians appropriately. They kind of scuffle along, or their posture is not good, and that also could make falls actually happen. And sometimes there is illnesses that promotes falls, and that is like peripheral neuropathy, numbness in the feet that you're really not feeling where you're walking, but maybe cardiac diseases as well, congestive heart failure where your lower extremities are very much heightened, meaning that they are full of water, and also it doesn't give you good balance mechanism as well too. And then of course, somebody that has had a stroke is something that's very prevalent as well too. We also cannot negate the fact that dementia also plays a big part in the need for physical therapy, because it's forgotten a lot of the time if something's not repetitive and introduced a lot of the times. So what we're talking about is physical therapy, and why is physical therapy important? Number one, it gives the opportunity to practice self-awareness. The more we pay conscious attention to our physical habits, the more likely that it will take steps to change the ones that may lead to chronic aches and even injuries. For example, if you notice you tend to slump while working at your computer, you can start to correct your posture, which can help prevent aching muscles. I have to say that when you have immobility and you sit down a lot, even for us folks that are not seniors, but osteoporosis is very much that. In fact, it was just osteoporosis recognition day the other day, and not recognizing that moving and actually not sitting all the time is really very, very important. So even for us when we're younger and working, at a desk, like prone to be like this, you end up getting arches in your back. So getting up more often is important, and especially for your lower extremities, strengthening as well. It helps us understand the impact of physical therapy. Physical therapy can make it possible to recover more quickly and completely from serious injury or major surgery, while reducing the need for pain medication and other drugs. And with the additional effects of relaxation and pain relief, emotional ease becomes part of the equation as well. couldn't agree with that more. With a lot of the wonderful physical therapists that I work with over time through home health, a lot of the orthopedic surgeons that I worked with prior to surgery, they ordered physical therapy to strengthen the other part of the body. So when the other part is weakened by the surgery, is the fact that you also built a stamina and built strength in the other parts of your body to, I want to say, offload on. So those surgeons that had me order physical therapy prior to surgery on a lot of our mutual patients was wonderful. But afterwards, of course, physical therapy is ordered. It could be done at home, and it could be done in a rehab facility, depending the need of it and the intensity of it. Because not only a rehab center, now they have acute rehab hospitals, so it's more intensive therapy as well. But physical therapy sometimes really goes hand in hand with occupational therapy. That's what my daughter is, and that month is recognized in April. But physical therapy and occupational therapy is very much played upon. Occupational therapy is more concentrated on the lack of ADLs, which is activities of daily living, where physical therapy is the mobility, is the transferring, is a lot of that strengthening, is and building the core muscles with the occupational therapy as well involved too. So this way they can sustain themselves and walk properly. So, the impact of physical therapy does have a lot of on our seniors. But I'm going to be honest with you, as somebody that has a disease process, such as myself, that dealing with breast cancer, physical therapy, like weights, this is my daughter's box of goodies, weights, resistance bands, treadmills is actually very, very important. Weighted balls, it's actually building your tone. So physical therapy is very important to you while you're in treatment for any cancer diagnoses, is also important as well. So, but this is very important too. Of course, my daughter purchased that, but it's also to remember to be hydrated. I just got this for my birthday, so there is no excuse to say I'm getting hot really, really fast. This is actually goes around my neck, and it's a fan. So there is so much wonderful equipment and a lot of tools today that are easily accessible for you to do physical therapy or actually doing some kind of physical activity. It reminds us to focus on self-care. Couldn't agree with that more. How do I say this? We learn to deal with illnesses as they occur. Preventative and proactive is important. I'm guilty of that as well. I have faith now that I'm on this journey, and with a health guidance, not only by my doctor, but also my ARNP, is the fact that self-care is important. It's really up to me to have a good balanced diet and doing physical activity. And that's what I'm doing now, and being responsible and accountable and telling everybody when I do my exercise. So, this is important. Self-care, can't say the benefits of that more than anything else. Should we observe Physical Therapy Month? One, stretch yourself by trying something new. I couldn't agree with that more. Even for our seniors, there can be something implemented. Somebody that is not a senior that has gait abnormalities or anything of that nature is to start something new. I just purchased a treadmill. So now there is no excuse. It's too hot out. It's raining. Can't get to the gym, or any excuse of that at all, that I could do my physical activity in the comforts of my own home. The same thing for our seniors. That's what's wonderful about senior living. They actually have exercise classes, stretching. They actually have chair yoga, and it's done in a group. So each one is motivating each other, but it's actually seen by usually a physical therapist that actually participates in their therapy regimen as well too. So it's guided instruction. Participate in your community. You could host an event like a pro bono clinic, or serve the community by cleaning up a park, or also making a positive difference. Now, I have to say the YMCA programs are wonderful. If you are not joining a gym, if you're a younger person that you want a specific gym in mind with weights and all, the YMCA program is wonderful. They have silver sneakers for our senior programs, and then also for Live Strong for cancer survivors and thrivers. So there is so many programs out there. It's you seeking them out to make a difference in your life. So in participating in a community involvement, there's a lot of walks for the Cancer Society. Right now there's the Alzheimer Walk. There is so many activities to do during this time of the year, but more importantly, you're doing something for the community as well. So, it could be a fundraiser, it could be cleaning a park once a month, or a local area, local roadway. So participating in the community is wonderful. Appreciating physical therapists. I have to say, I couldn't agree more. There is many physical therapists that I have worked with that are pretty special to me. Quite honest with you, I worked with one in particular, and I'm singling you out. Yes, Todd Williams is the fact that I worked with him for the very longest time, and I have the utmost respect for Todd Williams. He's a PT, and his wife, wonderful lady, is a PTA. They did a lot of my ortho rehabs with my patients, and the orthopedic surgeons actually love them. The presence of physical therapist in a person's path and getting better after a surgery or illness is very important. I witnessed something just recently with one of my clients that is a retired nurse, so she should know better. And then also sorry about that. Also, she is a author of a children's books, and she was a teacher. So she knows very well what to do. She became very, very complacent, laying in bed all day. And we did a pinky swear when she came out of rehab that she was going to change. And I will promote it on my Facebook page so that you can see it as well. The physical therapist that actually met with her at the very onset made all the difference in the world. He said what was her goals, and this is how much Todd was like this as well, is the fact that what is your goal? And you know what her goal was? To get out of bed and to go to the bathroom by herself. I thought, wow, something that we take for granted. Well, I'm proud to say she's only on therapy at an assisted living residential home with a physical therapist, and it's proud to say just the other day, not only did she get out of bed, but she ended up walking to the bathroom. So it took less than a month to do that. But if it wasn't upon John as the physical therapist asking her what her goal was, made all the difference in the world. Actually, when I met John there, when he was doing his therapy session, and I was laid witness to him doing with her, I actually stood there and watched them. And John got her to the edge of the bed, and her posture was perfect, and he spoke eye to eye to her, and that bond was incredible. And that day, for her sitting at the edge of the bed, and then he guided her to stand, was to me a miracle. So physical therapists are very, very endearing, and we should appreciate them because they make not only our physical being well, but they also make our mental being well. Because when you feel good, you also mentally feel good as well. So you know what? If you know a PT or even an OT, though their month is in April, thank them for what they do. And I can't say it enough for me personally. Over the years of working with incredible therapists like Todd and Susan Williams, and also now John, but is the fact that now I'm seeing it, how it's helping my clients as well. So when they move into senior living. So thank you. Happy Physical Therapy Month, and make a difference. Let's be more proactive and preventative. Let's do some kind of physical therapy or physical activity, but make sure that you hydrate and recognize a physical therapist and thank them. Have faith, you can do it as well. Next week, we're actually towards the end of the month. So we're going to recognize Halloween, of course, and we're going to talk about there is no tricks about living in senior living. It's all about the treats. So tune in next week. And I'm going to say thank you very much. It being the day after my birthday and also after my husband's birthday as well too. But thank you for very much supporting us at Golden Rule Senior Placement Services throughout the year and even on our special days. Thank you so much, and see you next week, and have a blessed one. Get up and move. All right, bye-bye now.